You're listening to The Roar by BDC Sports, brought to you by Ace Hardware.
I'm joined today by my colleagues, Tyler, who's the Director of Finance, also known as Doff, our Secretary, Kenneth, and our International Liaison, Nicholas Chadwick, who joins us actually live from a London taxi to give us an update on the Europe team. So what we want to do is just kind of go through the schedule of events. It's the 10th annual Berding Classic, the big daddy of them all. We've got a lot of great events planned, and then we're going to kind of dive into the participants, maybe who you can expect to find at the top of the leaderboard come Saturday. So for starters, we've got the draft Friday night, which is, as always, live at Berrien Hills Country Club. And we've got, it's going to be a 6, I advise people to get there 6:30, 7 o'clock. We've actually got a world-famous magician performing, Zindor the Great, and he's promised to be, to put on a great show. And then we'll get into the live draft after that. And, yeah, so before we get into to go over the tournament, Kenny, how are you feeling about the BDC this year?
No, real excited. Nervous, but it's BDC 10. It's geared up to be the best yet, and hearing that safety is going to return for it just makes it all a bit more exciting.
Yeah. Now you haven't. It's correct. You haven't won one yet, right?
That's correct. Unfortunately, not yet. This is the year.
Okay. Why? I guess have you come close at all?
No, I wouldn't say I've been close. But really buying this year for to be one of safety's pick, maybe his fourth pick, and help lead Team Euro to a bear. Okay.
I mean, you've had a good year, right? Seems like a lot of goodness is going on with your life.
Can't complain. This would be the icing on the cake, though.
Yeah. Would you say winning the BDC would be above winning top 40 under 40?
Oh, 100% yes.
Okay. All right. Hey, Safety.
Hey, good evening. Good evening, BDC from across the pond.
Hey, Safety. How's your game been?
Game's been good, both on and off the course. Struggling with a slight injury right now, but I've resorted to cupping in my rehab. Kenny might be able to expand on the process of cupping, but as it stands right now, I'll be lining up on the first two, good to go. Okay,
that's fantastic. That's good to hear. What's your favorite thing about the BDC?
Girls, beer, mulligans.
Oh yeah, that's insightful, Nicholas. Thank you. Thank you very much. Now, initially you were bringing a big Europe team over here, about 7, and you had a lot of Kenyans, but that's no longer the case. Am I correct?
Yes, we were going to debut an African contingent as part of Europe, as part of the extended region, but I don't want to cast aspersions on the African nation, but not the most reliable folk in the global population. So, unfortunately, I've got another Brit and an Indian. So, hey, cheers, buddy. That's just the Uber finishing up there, guys. So I will be bringing a contingent of 3 for the event.
Okay. And just for the podcast, just because we got most of our guys are from the Midwest, the Kenyans that you roll with, they're not your traditional marathon Kenyans. They're a little bit, they look more kind of Mediterranean, don't they?
More on the weight scale towards me and you, big guy, rather than Moses Kiptanui, as I'm sure you're familiar with.
Yeah, you know what I learned this week? Interesting tidbit on Kenyans. The average American consumes 32 times more resources every year than a Kenyan.
Always been one for the stats and the data. That's one of the reasons I'm a big admirer of you.
Yeah, and that's the average American. You can only think about somebody like me Probably 64 times. But I digress.
Maybe, I don't want to interrupt you, big guy, but maybe that's a good time to transition into the safety T-shirt saga that we've been debating this week.
Yeah. Okay. That's it. So we've got you, Big Matt Thomas, fan favorite. Love the guy. Very excited that he's back in. And then you've got a BDC virgin, first timer, Norman, right?
Norman, he'll be known as Norman for the next 72 hours over the course of the BDC. Yes, but our first, to my knowledge, our first Indian participant. Tried to get Jeev Milka Singh, wasn't available, so we've got next best, and looking forward to add a little diversity flavour to BDC X.
Okay, and he knows what he's getting into. You gave him the rundown?
He's got no idea.
Is he any good?
Line set.
How's the game?
I mean, using my game as a barometer, he's handy.
Translate that for us. What does handy mean?
He's picked up a stick before.
Oh, okay.
What's his handicap?
His nationality and all the downsides that come with being an Indian living in America.
Oh. Yeah, as always, safety top analysis from you. Really good stuff. Yeah, and DOF, you're a lifetime BDC guy, but you as well. You haven't hoisted the trophy yet. Is that correct?
No, not to date. No. BDC X has always been the one I've been targeting, so we'll see if it's this year, but not yet.
Yeah, have you ever had any close runs, or a team that you thought was going to do it but just ran out of steam?
I've had a lot of good teams over the years, but we just haven't pulled it together. We've kind of gone all different directions, but haven't dialed it in. Left, right, it's just not straight.
Yeah, it's tough for you as well, being because you're kind of that B captain borderline, right? Where if you ever fell down to a B, you'd have a lot better chance of winning, but. You never know. BDC, wide open. Yeah,
this is probably a good time to interject. I am a B this year, so I won't be a captain. Put that out there right now. So, also not a very high B at the moment too. Struggling with the game, but that should bode well for the weekend.
Okay, I like it. Well, we'll have to see where you get to. So let's move on to the tournament. Just a quick, overview. The guys start arriving at Berrien Hills to warm up, get loose, have a couple frosties around, the 11:30 time frame. Where we've in the past had Francine, our accordionist, this year we've actually got a big time up and coming hard rock group out of Grand Rapids called Fruit of the Womb, who's going to be performing live. And it should be really pretty awesome. Definitely a bit of a curve from the accordionist, so you'll have that to look forward to. And then it's a shotgun start at 1 o'clock, 1 p.m., and we'll be doing the live scoring again. And the afterwards we'll have the award ceremony and et cetera. Right now, DOF, what's the weather forecast for Friday for the tournament, or for Saturday?
We can start with Friday. Friday's looking pretty good. We got a 10% chance of sun for Friday evening for the draft. So that's looking pretty good at the moment in holding.
Okay.
Saturday, it just got a little bleak. We now have a 100% chance of rain, but that could change in the next 4 days, I would think. It'll probably be sunny. It'll be good.
A bit of rain doesn't, that just makes it different. I mean, BDC's rain or shine.
Yeah, no, and a lot of the players are better in the elements anyway, so it should make for some good scoring conditions coming down the stretch.
Yeah. What do you think with the,
have we ever had a BDC in the rain?
We've had one. I remember. It was...
Yeah, we had 1 year. It was kind of cold and a little drizzly, right?
Yeah, a bit of wind as well. Could be. Maybe. Do you think the longer hitters will have a bit of an advantage if the conditions soften up?
Kenny, what do you think? As being a long hitter yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going for the long drive this year. I think it'll help a guy like me. I think Shush probably tense up if the weather gets below 75. Not used to this Midwestern weather anymore.
Okay. I agree. I think the conditions soften some of your longer hitters, Shush, Oaf, the Gervins, they're going to maybe have a leg up. Maybe important to draft some of your, B and C guys that can stick it out there as well. But at the end of the day, it's all about rolling putts in. Everybody knows that about the BDC. So in addition to Team Europe, I'm really excited about this. We've got the Hoosier boys all back in for the BDC, making the drive up. Mighty Midge is flying into Chicago, and then his dad Greg, brother-in-laws Paul and Justin, and Mike Nellinger are picking him up, and I think Roof might be coming up with them as well. So it's good to have the Indy boys back in it. Definitely bring a little bit of excitement, and that's good. And I love especially Tyler and his dad's just like them. They got that short man syndrome that you look at them and they just look like they're ready to punch you in the face at any given time, and it's a good time. Hey, Safety, are you having a wank?
I'm just taking my knee brace off for effect, just so that you boys know that I'm a true C this year with my ailment.
Okay, well, he's changing his knee brace. Okay, and then
this is I also drop trout whenever I hear Kenny's voice, so it's just one of those things, I apologize to the BDC Nation.
Okay.
Cheers to that.
And then, yeah. And people have been asking if Paul was going to come as Flash again this year. I don't know. I guess he's going to do something, but really excited to see him. He's a top-notch guy, and good to have him back in the BDC, as well as Big Mike and Justin. He's he's a big restaurant tycoon down in Indy, and all these guys. Man, I'll tell you what hey, Safety. You know what the Hoosiers do better than anybody else? Any other kind of demographic?
No, but I'm sure I'm talking to a guy who can elaborate on that for me.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. People don't know this, but they make people better than any other kind of demographic in the United States, including some of the minorities who get that reputation. These guys, they may have babies like 2 a year. It's incredible. I mean, you look, Tyler, every time they clog up my Facebook with all these having new babies. It's absolutely unbelievable. I think that's why the Republicans aren't really worried about the minorities, because they've got the Hoosiers multiplying the population as fast as anybody. But another bit of tidbit for you there, Safety. So let's jump into the field a little bit and go down some of the captains and see who we think could make some noise this year. It's been a couple of years since the Gervins have won, and they're probably due. Incredibly talented, and one of them, manages the golf course we play on, so you gotta like his chances. Definitely could be due. Another top guy is Oaf, who has yet to win one. And in my opinion, he's the most talented golfer in the field. His head trouble on the course, and he's prone to self-imploding, is well documented. But he's married now. He seems to have settled down a little bit. If he can pull it together, definitely could be somebody that could carry the trophy this year. And then the defending champion, Chow. He's a real nice golfer, and last year I was on his team, co-champion, and he just played lights out. He carried our team to the championship. So Ambassador Chow could always be a guy who could get it done.
Hunter, is that the first time
Leslie Chow, motherfucker! Leslie Chow, motherfucker!
DOF, who are you looking for this year?
Well, I was just going to ask you if that was the first time you've won or not.
Nope, that was second time. I appreciate that. That was my second time. I won the second year of the BDC with the putt heard around Berrien County, if you remember right, in overtime, BDC OT.
Hell yeah, I do remember that. How could I forget?
Yeah. So this shows you don't have to be a good golfer to win the BDC. You just got to be clutch. That's probably a good question for you. You know, what do you, when you're drafting a team, you know, what are you looking to do? What do you think are the key elements of a good BDC team?
Well, it's tough. I mean, you do need some length off the tee, which I've always drafted for. It hasn't panned out. So you want your young, youthful with some length, but then you do need to go down the draft board too and find the older generation that really has touch around the greens, because you can hit the ball long all day, but if you're not sinking those putts, then you're screwed out there.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. I totally do.
I'd like to expand.
Please.
I'd like to expand on that, Big Red. You know, I'm under strict doctor's orders for this event. You know, he said to me, Safety, you know, if you're going to participate in this event, then for you just got to stick to chipping, putting, and drinking. Stay away from the long game. So I concur with DOF. You know, it's all about finesse, and you know, for the captains out there, if you're looking for a finesse guy, then you know, I could be a solid BC. You know, I'm the guy.
You're an A, Safety.
Wait till you see my attempts to walk the guy before categorizing my ranking on the draft board.
Yeah, I didn't know that. So you're not going to have any action off the tee?
Unconfirmed right now. I'm going to give it a go, you know, but never want to shy away from a challenge. But it's going to be all arms, no lower body, so you know, it could take me from a 350 guy to a 250. So you've got to factor that into the analysis, right?
So that's your normal swing, though. You don't normally have any lower body. You just rely on that upper body, that muscles.
I appreciate the golf lesson mid-podcast, you know. It's probably the enlightenment I've been looking for to really push my game on.
Okay. Well, you heard it here on the Roar first. Safety questionable off the tee this week. That's going to definitely play into the draft status. Kenny, who are some of the kind of maybe sneaky captains that you think could really shock the world this year?
You know, I don't think Mike Kinney has ever won a BDC either, if I am remembering correctly. Always thought of him as one of the top tier golfers. He had the Gervins always, and Oaf. If Oaf can balance the bottle with the golf game, then he's look out. Yeah,
I'm right there with you. Another guy, you know, we said it before, but you know, Shush, you know, he's won this before. He's struggling with his game right now. He just got new irons, and no one's looking at him. That's when you got to watch out. You know, with his length, bit of weather, could really, you know, he's somebody that I think could lead a team to victory this year, as well as.
Well, he's got the father-in-law in town this year. Is any chance he tenses up, buckles under the pressure?
I don't know. I don't know. You know, I don't know the father-in-law. I would expect at this point there's a certain level of comfort level. You don't invite someone to the BDC unless you've got a bit of comfort. Would you agree?
Yeah, I would agree. I don't know. I think he's putting undue pressure on him. He's got to draft him, right? Yeah,
you think so. Well, it's probably worth checking out his game, you know, doing a little bit of scouting. And just like with Norman, you know, the captains are going to be on him like stink on shit before the draft, you know, trying to figure out if he's Jeev Milka Singh or if he's, you know, somebody else.
I'd like to challenge you to name another Indian golfer, big guy, if you can.
You know what? I do know of one, but I'm trying to think of his name. There's a younger guy who's he's doing good. I can't think of the name right now.
Maybe need to get the production guys on that, yeah.
Yeah, our numbers guys are on it. they'll get back to it. I think
I'm interested.
What? Go ahead.
I believe maybe Annabon Lowry.
Yeah, Larry.
Larry Lowry.
Yep, nice work, Kenneth.
I'm just throwing out the random Indian names. Yeah. I'm interested. I'm interested to get a status on Screech for this year after valiantly playing with a broken cheekbone last year due to a draft incident that is undocumented and unresolved from a crime perspective. I'm just keen to know if he's going to make it to the first two this year.
That's a great point. I totally forgot about that. That was crazy. For those that I guess don't know, Screech took a fall last year, had a real bad, real gruesome looking kind of, I don't even know what he did, but he black eye, but he played through it, which was as BDC and as gritty as it gets, and we love him. And we saw him this summer. He looks great. He's got a woman. They were over in Ireland actually, and getting a guy from St. Joe to go across the pond, that's big. It shows he's one of your open-minded, kind of people, and I think he's ready.
Could be a sleeper for Team Euro Friday. Could be a sleeper for the Team Euro on Friday.
It could be.
His Irish connection.
Yeah, and he's got a nice pasty white skin tone too, so he'll fit right in with you and Thomas.
I concur, big guy.
Yeah, and his game's been good. I liked it. He's definitely come a long way. And then I think Matt Krieger Crash goes under the radar. He's kind of one of those guys real tough to kind of keep tabs on. You don't know what he's doing, but I think he's back in St. Joe and he's playing a little more golf. Definitely got the length. He's got the high pedigree. Definitely somebody wouldn't shock you if he was winning it.
Oh yeah, he's playing league night down there now. Wednesday nights, I think, tearing it up pretty good. So he's probably one to keep your eye on.
Yep.
Excuse me, guys. Sorry.
That's all right. Now go down a little bit. So drop down. From past the captains. I look at a guy like Eric Ender. Plays a lot of golf. Sometimes you need those older guys to win your game. Greg Dunn. He's scrappy. He's not gonna, I don't think, help you off the tee, but you get him around the green and he can jar one for you. Talk to me about this Swertfagger. I always mess that name up at the draft. Tell me about him.
Yeah, that's a Coke boy or something from Ohio. There's a couple of them coming in. The Swertfaggers and
that's right. Oh, and those guys are great.
Yeah, you got Ron Dog, Bob Monk, and then you got some other. Yeah, where the hell is he? Some other guy too. Three of them coming in.
Yeah, those guys are great guys. Okay, I struggle with that name.
There's not really a guy in the BDC suiting up under the name Bob Monk, right? Is it just me is that a British thing or?
It says Bob Monk Swertfagger. Swertfagger, yeah. That's the name on. That's the official name. It'll say
Bob Monk, a relative of Harry Monk.
I don't know. Got a past winner, Big Jim Kesterkey, somebody who knows how to get around, can pound the ball a little bit. Don Roddy, plays a lot of golf, real good short game. Buck 25 in, you need someone to find the green, he can do it. He's been lobbying real hard for the seniors to be able to play a tee up, but I don't think we're quite to that point to allow that yet. But something we'll consider for the older fellers. Mike Nellinger, one of the Indy guys, is back in. I don't know. I think it's been 4 or 5 years since he's played. Be really interesting to see where his game's at. I think he's a decent stick. How's Blazer's game been, Kenny?
Oh, it's the best it's ever been. He's playing all the time, every weekend. He's He's hitting it long, hitting it straight, and nailing putts. He'd be first on my draft board.
Really?
He'll be showcasing that tomorrow.
Okay, I like it. I like it a lot. Who we got? How about Mooks, Ryan Burns? How's his game been?
Yeah, I tell you what, he teaches out at First Tee, and he's instilling values in the children of Southwest Michigan, doing a great job. I haven't seen him play, but I imagine his game is top notch as well. Isn't
it funny though that, I mean, let's be honest, he might have be improved, but he's by no means a very good golfer. Great guy, real good top notch guy, but he's not the best golfer. How can you be a golf professional like that and be responsible for teaching, the children the game when you're not very good yourself? It's always baffled me. And I'm not bad-mouthing Mook. I love him, but
I think his role is more about tying strong values to golf, comparing it to golf, not necessarily being a good golf player.
Yeah, and that makes sense, because if you ask me, who's got the best morals and, leadership qualities at the BDC, I'd probably say Mooks. He's top. So that makes sense. That clears things up for me. I appreciate that. I see Matt Kalin's back in DOF.
Yeah, we just got him locked in over the weekend. Great guy to get back in the tournament. He's played once or twice, had a few off years with the construction company, picking up business over the weekends. Hasn't been able to make it, but we might be able to get a flyover too early in the morning. We're hoping, so let's see what we can do.
Oh yeah, get his play. Yeah, with the plane, that'd be a hot team to get on. You could do maybe a celebratory, plane ride.
Yeah, I think they know whoever's on his team. I see him probably going to breakfast in Coldwater or something, and then getting back to the golf tournament. But don't quote me on that one.
Yep, I'm with you. I'll tell you another great. A great guy that to keep your eye out for is Rusty Dusty. This guy, first-time player last year, Texan. Unique is kind of the best way to describe him, but he hits the ball a ton. I'm not going to say he's going to hit many greens or find many fairways, but he absolutely crushes it. But he takes a little bit of work, gets really down on himself. So if you're going to draft him, somebody's got to really keep him pumped up, because he's got the stick for somebody that you can get in the second or third round. And he just won it last year, so definitely would be a hot pick. I see a couple new names. DOF, talk to me about Kyle Pattison.
I wish I could. I can't tell you a whole lot. I think he's the boyfriend of the official photographer. But that's the extent of what I know. We'll have to go to Pete on that one. I wish you were on the line to give some color, but yeah.
Okay.
Seems like a solid golfer. He'll be a B-flight this year.
Okay. How about Ricky Planger, if I'm saying that right?
Yeah, I don't have a whole lot on him either. Kenny, you got anything on Ricky?
No, sir.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. I think, my opinion, from top to bottom,
research department is doing well, right?
Yeah. Everybody, all the listeners are jotting their notes down for the draft at the analysis on the Roar. But
hey, big guy. I mean, I don't want to go off on a tangent, but I mean, we're odds guys, we're betting guys. Any prices on some of the big decisions like Shush being longest drive, DOF to be on the same team as Big Red? Anything from Vegas?
On the long drive, it's Pick'em, the field versus Shush. That's that odds. For as far as winning it, we really can't tell till the draft happens. And, there's always a couple kind of ringers that are mixed in that, somebody's been playing a lot or whatnot, so you really can't price that too much. But, if you had to, just based on the captains, if you had to ask me, I'd say Oaf, Crass, or Shush this year. Those are the three kind of ponies that I'd be, putting my money on. But looking at the field, top to bottom, 84 players, definitely the strongest field we've had. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be a wide open tournament, and really can't wait. Wait for it. Safety. Before we wrap up, talk to me about one of your favorite memories from the BDC. And enlighten us a little bit. One of your top stories.
I'm not sure how many people on the call have been drafted number one, but to be the number one pick is a moment I'll never forget.
You got drafted number one.
Yep, I think I've got Kenneth to thank for that. It's a bit of two guys on the same page, one love. I think I delivered from memory. Nowhere near the leaderboard, nowhere near to winning it, but we had a great time, drank a lot of beer. And that's what the BDC is about, right?
I like it. Big time. Great story, Safety. That's what we call a ratings booster in the podcast biz.
You got that bit, right? If we have the ability.
Nick Sherrill's back in. It's always good to see him. He comes in from Charlotte, right? Right, DOF?
Yeah, he's coming in from Raleigh. Yep.
Another one of those guys you love, always puts a smile on my face, but you just don't know what he does the other, 364 days of the year. No idea. Seems like he does pretty cool stuff, but I don't know.
Yeah, big time attorney. You can't trust those guys.
Yeah, you definitely can't trust him. You can tell you can get a little bit of grease when you shake his hand. He's one of those, for sure. Kenny, what's one of your top? Kenny, what's one of your top?
That's the ratings booster, big guy.
Yeah, ratings booster. Kenny, what's one of your top memories from the BDC?
Oh man, I think my top memory is the playoff between Team Kesterke and Team Fausnacht, starting with the chirping on the tee box all the way down to the clutch shots to get to the green, and then the clutch putt by you. It's got to be top of the list.
Yeah, I think are you talking about in pure BDC form? You were probably a little bit bent up at that time. That actually wasn't my team, and that wasn't me who made the putt. But I
queued up to the stats department again.
Yeah, bit of fake news here on the podcast on the Roar, but that's one of my.
Kenny, just do a Trump and retract your statement. Just adjust it. There we go. Right.
Clarify who it was.
Yeah. So that was O's team versus Kesterke's team, and that was fantastic entertainment because first you had one of the Jimmy's guys from the Union tried to fight me on the tee box because I yelled shank or something in his backswing, which is completely illegal at BDC OT, as everybody knows. Anything goes on the tee box. And then it was rumored that one of the guys in cargo shorts on Jimmy's team had a hole in the cargo shorts, and they found a ball when it didn't look like there was a ball that they were going to find. But at the end of the day, rules are rules. They sunk the putt. Oaf choked big time, and they won. Great memory, big time. How about you, DOF? You got a story to enlighten the listeners with?
I've been thinking. It probably goes back to the time we were looking for a bagpiper on that Saturday morning in the BDC, and you got a message from an accordionist on Craigslist, Francine, and she showed up, and probably it's world-class entertainment. It's probably the best we'll ever get as far as entertainment goes, and now she's on her way to being the Secretary of State. And I like to think that the BDC probably had a whole lot to do with that.
I'm with you. Beautiful, awesome story of the BDC. We got an accordionist. I mean, and that was the last time, her first year, I think, was the last time the Indy guys were here. And Francine's amazing. And she's promised that if her schedule lightens up, she can make it back. She'll perform, but definitely wish her well, and that's a great story. One of mine, I actually didn't see this happen, but is an incredible BDC, really sums up the core of the Berdane Classic, was when, I believe it was Clank, on a windy BDC, somehow brought a tranny magazine to the tournament and was tearing out the pages and just kind of letting them go in the wind. So you had a few, very kind of diverse and interesting pictures blowing around, and one of them slammed up and pressed against the cart girl's golf cart, and she basically had a panic attack and broke down in tears looking at the lady boy on the window. And that was a bit of an issue we had to talk to sort out with management. But you never know what's going to happen at the BDC, folks. That's really the beauty of it. Tranny magazine on the window, very much in play. So I think we'll let's go around the room and final comments and wrap it up. Safety, anything to close with?
No, buzzing. Long haul flight tomorrow. Nothing better than that feeling of coming in on the bird for the BDC, BDC X, BDC 10. The X Factor, X-rated. Fortunate that the Europe contingent's a little light this year, but we're bringing beef and we'll party hard, and can't wait to get started at the draft tomorrow.
I like it. And you're renting a house in Benton Harbor, right?
That's correct. Yeah, we're playing the full diversity card this year. We're going covert, going into the heart of Benton Harbor. The girl from McDonald's that I got a number from in Benton Harbor. We're finally connecting 5 years on. So I'll be enjoying some private time in the hot tub, 6 chicken nuggets and Big Mac from Old Safety, and roll tide, baby.
Roll Tide. That's okay. I like it. Kenny, what do you want to? What are you going to close with for the listeners?
Yeah, final thoughts. Don't miss the post draft activities either down at On the River Tavern. We'll have entertainment as always. Nice light show, and hope everybody can make it. Annual BDC Stomp.
Yeah, BDC. I've heard. I mean, the excitement for the BDC Stomp and the pyrotechnic show for the 10 is off the charts. So you and your team, big shoes to fill, but we know you're going to deliver, and can't wait for it. DOF, what do you want to close with for the listeners?
Yeah, sure. So we got a new player this year, Matt Borey, great guy. He's really excited to be playing. We're excited to have him. If you don't know him, stop down at Ace Hardware on High Hills Avenue. They open at 8 a.m. every day of the week, except Sundays when they're open at 9, but get down there and see them. Great guys.
Okay. Excellent. And you're right. I should have mentioned that earlier in case anybody needs some, an Allen wrench or something for the tourney. They know where to go. They got a contact. So it's good to know a guy in that line of biz.
If I destroy the hot tub beyond repair, then I know where to go to get it fixed.
Yeah. So Stacey, you just for because we do have some lady listeners. You're still a bachelor, right?
Yeah, 571-645-2592 at Chadwick 180. You'll be able to find me on Tinder tomorrow within a 5-mile radius. And if Kenny creates a profile, a fake profile to try and connect with me, then I will be open to the risk of burner accounts being in place. So, yeah, hot tub, Tinder, safety, Big Macs, chicken nuggets, local girls. What more can you want?
Yeah. I got to see what Tinder looks like at your house in Benton Harbor. You've got to have some real zingers.
I've been known to consistently swipe left on girls of ethnicity, and I am reviewing that policy on a temporary basis for the weekend.
Is left yes or no?
Fuck you, big guy. You know exactly which way is which. That's the reason you're getting married later this year.
No, I don't know. I'm asking because I don't know. I know what Tinder is, but but I don't know which way. Just so the listeners know, is left good or bad? Is that a yes or no? I think left's no, and right's yes. Is that right?
I'm happy to. Anybody who's interested in a lesson on how the ins and outs of Tinder, then hit me up over the weekend. I'm more than happy to show you the ropes.
Okay, well, I'm sure you're going to have some takers on that. So the first ever Roar presented by BDC Sports. I think there's some areas we can clean up, but all in all, I think I think it's been one heck of a show. Really, my favorite week of the year. The BDC is the best tournament in the world when it comes to golf scramble events. I think everybody knows it. It is absolutely unique and awesome. So can't wait to see everybody. Safe travels to our listeners coming up from Indy and Chicago and Detroit, wherever else you're coming from. And look forward to having a few cold ones with you and getting after it on Saturday. So thank you, and we'll see you shortly.